I'm just going to give you a quick little tour of some of my things in my city. Okay, so right here we've got a nice little forest with a couple little houses, and a little bit of them are empty, and some of them have some stuff in them. And then I was going to try to create the I think it's called the Shanghai Tower or something like that, but it was just like getting too confusing, so I turned it into a little park. Okay, so right here is a castle being worked on. It is not finished yet, but I have a lot of buildings that are incomplete. So here's a bridge right here. We go over the bridge. Now here I have some 3-story houses. Now if we go into here, we walk in, and we've got our own little garage. And then we've got some carpet and some beds. And then we got another bedroom. And then I've got some more bedrooms. And then we've got this huge bedroom. Then if you want to see the attic, there is just a bunch of logs in there. And then we've got a bunch of solar panels. And over here, I'm working on the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, right currently. If you're watching this video, like maybe a few years later than I posted this, it might be a different building. It might be a different building that's taller. And then we've got the tallest building in Pennsylvania, I think. Yeah, the tallest building in Pennsylvania. And then we've got a bunch of little trees. Here is the Titanic. I saved it from under the water and took it back up. And yeah, sorry about this mistake. I made a little bit of the wrong dimensions. Well, here's a little trophy for $10 quadrillion. And then I've got a nice little Japanese town. And then I have a little bouncy house. For some reason, these things every now and then just stop working. I don't know why, but if you jump through this, you can also go through the void if you're not careful. So, I think it can pull you under the void. It might take a second, but I'm just trying to get it to pull me under the void. Yeah, I don't think it's working right now, but this is the Leaning Tower of Pizza. And then we've got the Twin Towers. They are empty. And then the Empire State Building. A lot of these buildings I built like a few years ago. And then this is a tiny little knitting area. It's kind of like a little grandma club. And then we've got the little garden place here. And then we've got a little garden place, and then we've got the Ezra of Liberty. This is the first thing I actually built in this world. I spawned in right here, and then I just started picking out some blocks. This is about 20 not 20. This is about 3 years ago. I started building in this world and built this statue, and then I went to work on this little villager place. This used to have villagers in it, and then I got rid of them all because they kept destroying the whole city. And then I've also got this office building, and then I've got the library, The library has some real books in it. So, like, Fun Little Puppy. I created this when I was very little. So, puppies are so good. Pop the window open for the puppies. Turn on the TV for the puppies. Open the car's door for the puppies. And then there is drive the car for the puppies. Room. Turn on the radio for the puppies. On the radio so the puppies can take a nap. Good night. And we have a few other books kind of like that. And then never knew I made a stop sign here. Well, I guess I did. And then we have a little laboratory. Okay, well, we go through here. We have a few potions, other things like that. And then we have also got a few things to make potions with. And then we've got nothing there. And then, yeah. And then we come out of here. And then we've got a few stuffed animal things and Among Us. And then we've got a little like museum of art. It's kind of glitchy here because there's so many villagers, but there's this one villager with a little diamond in his pocket. Oh, here we go. His name is, wow, he sold out of everything. His name is Mastered. And then we go out. And then we go here, and I forgot what the company's called, but then we've got another stuffed animal that was being worked on, Technoblade, which was also being worked on. He's a little bit chubby though. And then we've got, oh my gosh, how did a pig get in here? I don't spawn pigs, and nothing well, that's weird, but we've got a nice little luxury home, and why is the door open? And then this was very hard to make, and I don't think I knew that I basically just built the most expensive building in the game, netherite blocks. I probably didn't know I was building with that. Yeah, this was not that recent, but a little bit more recent than like all the others. And then I built a gigantic church in here. And yeah, so we have a few little like ghosts or angels or whatever they are. Then you go out through the door. And then you have a firehouse. This was like pretty hard to make. But we've got some water in there. I don't think it would spill if I drove the thing though. Can't actually drive it, but the fire spreads is also turned off, so oh yeah. And then we got the other fire truck, that's why the door's open. And the water tank over there, and then this was my first, actually the first tallest building in the world was about I think the tallest building in the world, the first thing was the Twin Towers. And then it was this thing, and then it's that weird stone thing. No, that stone thing is actually pretty new. This was like the new. Ooh, what did that say? Oh, one of my friends was here, is what it said. And then that's a hospital down there. And then we got the banana bank. And then we've got the large city made out of wood. And all the buildings are kind of connected. And then we go up. Here's a Tremendous Twirl. It's kind of like a restaurant. And that's another castle. All the buildings just look kind of cool at nighttime. So it says, employees only. Yeah, I didn't know how to spell employees back whenever I built this. And then, yeah, that guy is supposed to be like the person who gives you the food. And then we go up, and then we go up the little ladder. yeah, I put a lot of lamps here, and then I made these nice little chairs. I got a few of these ideas from other things, like some few videos and creators like Lockdown Life and Swept and a few of those YouTubers. But a few of those YouTubers aren't. A few of the YouTubers I got, I just wouldn't recommend. Lockdown Life would be not recommended for little kids, but the Schwepp could be for some kids. But yeah. So we have a little bell, a tiny little museum. We've got these little lights. We got that. We've got the beacon. But yeah. And then we got the big butterfly, and right now I'm working on I think it's the Willis Tower or the Sears Tower. And then there's like the like the Capitol building of America, and I do not know why I did that a long time ago, but I guess I did. And then I guess one of the pigs somehow escaped and ran over to Technoblade, and they got stuck in a little trap, but I don't know how they would have climbed out. Maybe while I was building it, they escaped. And then, hopefully the axolotls. I was trying to get a blue axolotl, but failed. And then this is my friend's house that he created. And then he wanted me to create this. We called it the Coal Monument. And then, yep, so that's my city. Well, really quickly, we've got that. Oh, yes, this is like my favorite build of the whole place. That's kind of like the most incomplete build. It's but this one, it's like a giant. Like I wish they like finally changed up how desert pyramids looked and changed them to look like this with like just it. I wish they looked a lot cooler than normal. Yeah, so like it has a few end rods and a beacon. Maybe not the beacon and the end rods, but like everything else is fine. Like the torches, the sandstone, maybe even this thing. But just headphone warning. Hello? Aha, it's not working. Okay. Like, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. It's kind of like an emergency alarm. Okay, please stop it! Okay. Well, yeah, so what I'm going to show you... Oh, yeah. Well... Oh, jeez. Okay, well, we're just gonna have to listen up for a little bit, but I trapped a few villagers, got a bunch of loot in here, and oh my gosh, I'm gonna go make that noise stop. Please stop it! Okay. There, I glitched it out. Okay. Well, here, I have one last thing I gotta show you. Well, I have a 2D, 2D Burj Khalifa over there. And then my bank, so I don't have one last thing left. I got the bank that's like impossible to get into and out to. So yeah, I basically tried to just look very rich in this world. I just used to want to do that. And then the final thing I wanted to show you, which was a small little town with a little restaurant. And I built this weird little piano room. I forget how I built it, but it just looked very cool. So yeah, like... Yeah, so that was the piano place basically. And then we go over here, and we had a small little town. So my dad's house, he wanted a red house. I think it's, yep. He wanted a red house, and then oh yeah, over here I was trying to build this very like futuristic building, but it turned out just to look like a water tower, that weird thing from I think Incredibles. Yeah, but hope you liked the video, and well, like and subscribe to today's video if you want to see more of my content, this is it for today's video.